in
weights are
person.
awesome because they turn you into a ninja. That's what I believe as a child.
So I know that those like you kind of see them and like also this was around the time when The Dark Knight Rises came out, so everyone was like, "You're just trying to be like Bane." Do you remember that? Do you remember Bane from that movie? I don't know if you ever saw it, but
You merely adopted the dog.
yes. So everyone was like, "Oh, this is cool because you look like Bane." But I remember looking into them and I was like, "This, like, that can't possibly do what it claims to do, right?" Well, it turns out the altitude masks, they don't actually simulate altitude. They restrict the flow of air but not the composition of air, right? So like realistically, what's the elevation of Spokane, just out of curiosity?
I want to say like 2,800 feet. Let me see.
Oh, so it's not as high as I thought. Okay, well,
20.
still.
Okay, I lied. 1,800 feet.
Well, so even at that altitude, the air composition is different than at sea level, right? So
Yeah.
like those, I don't know. I would butcher this whole thing if I continue to talk about how they work. But essentially, is there any point in restricting the airflow when trying to simulate altitude? Because as far as I know, there is no way to simulate a lower oxygen environment. So I don't really know if those masks are necessarily effective. I mean, it doesn't, at sea level or in a gym, the air is always a certain percentage of oxygen, right? The mask doesn't
Yeah.
change that percentage. So like, are they actually effective at all? Do they do anything?
What's really interesting is when you breathe in, you're not actually sucking any air in. You're creating low pressure and the air is
Yes.
rushing in, right?
Difference between internal and
Yeah.
external. Yes.
So what these elevation masks do is eventually, basically, if you wear them correctly and you do the right protocols, they can improve like your diaphragm's ability to contract. Now, that can be helpful in some sports, right? Specifically like swimming, right? I'd have to go back and remember because, God, I was in grad school 11 years ago now. But one of the things we learned is like there's very few levels of types of cardiovascular training that increase your ability to suck in oxygen. One of them is swimming because usually you're breathing against pressure.
Yeah,
Like you're in water, so you
that
have
makes
more
sense. Yep.
pressure,
Yeah.
and so you're trying to suck in more oxygen. So it's possible that they could do that. I haven't read the literature on this in a long time,